What's up? What's up, man? It's your boy, Lord Brunson, back at you with the back at you. And I don't say I'm the best reporting on the Eagles when I'm dealing with people that I think are the best reporting on the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I got my guy in the building, man. Philly the podcast. We've been with supposed to link up. Glad we found some time to get it. Eagles insider, Chandler Jackson, man. How y'all guys doing this morning?
We living, man. I'm chilling, man.
Feeling good. Feeling great.
That's what's up. So y'all can go ahead and give yourselves a formal introduction of who you are, and then we're going to chop it up about this matchup that everybody thinks is our final days.
Yes, sir. I'll keep it quick, man. It's your boy Joe Castro, Philly Fresco, Philly the podcast. Man, just out here having fun. It's great to have a seat at the round table. Like you said, we were supposed to been chop it up for a minute. So we're going to have some fun, man.
Yeah, Chandler Jackson, getting my rounds in, getting my feet wet, want to make sure I'm intern for Bleeding Greens. I don't know if anybody can see my name around there, but that's where I get my info and everything from. But I'll do all these things private. I don't do it for the company or anybody, so I represent myself. But yep, that's my background.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So right now we got 44 people in here, man, on an early morning, man. Y'all must be going to get y'all cup of Joe. Y'all here rocking with us, man. That's what's up, though, man. So listen, man, I got a question for y'all, man. Is this a death sentence coming up? Everybody's saying we going to the electric chair Sunday night. Everybody's saying this is it. Do y'all think this is a death sentence coming up, man?
I'll let you take that, Chandler. I'll let you take that for me.
Okay. I think it's. I think a lot of people are, not so happy right now for obvious reasons. Nothing's really clicking well. But I think some games, especially like this one, I think can work like a little catalyst. I think we match up well. I mean, injuries are killing both of us, so nobody can use that as an excuse. I think even if it's close, I think this going to be a better game than a lot of people assume.
Yeah, I mean, death sentence is a strong statement. Listen, it feels like we're 0-3, you know what I'm saying? For all intents and purposes, we are 0-3. But as far as that 0-2 or 0-3 stat goes, we are not 0-3. We are 0-2-1. So I was saying yesterday on the Niners channel, it's like, if we win this game, no, we're not 2-2. But with the way that our division's working, we basically are. We're right back in the thick of it. If we have a good showing, Nick Mullins isn't a bum. So, it could show us some stuff about our defense. We just need to wake up. I don't think it's a death sentence. If we lose, obviously it's not going to be a good feeling, but I wouldn't go as far as a death sentence yet.
Word. Oh, my guy, LT, man. Shout out to LT. He said, dag, LB, you doing the Cali fan 5 a.m.? But I'm mad. Hey, LT, my bad, bro. My bad. Y'all know I just had the newborn. I got to get it how I can get it. You know what I'm saying? But this will be up here. You can go ahead and take your nap, LT. This will still be up here when you wake up, man. So you can check it out. I feel like I don't feel like it's a death sentence at all. You see, I got this bad thing of, sometimes underestimating the opponent because I feel like our team is that good. When you got this many veterans that played on the Super Bowl not too long ago, and you got a quarterback in your mind who you think is a franchise guy, you know what I mean? I just think the best for our franchise. And they got some guys coming back. They got Kittle coming back. They got Deebo Samuels coming back. And we have people that are not coming back. We got people that are dropping every week in practice. So I think it's going to be a tight one, but something is telling me that this is a Carson Wentz game. You know what I mean? It don't matter who on the field. I think Carson Wentz is going to show out. I just don't know who he's throwing the ball to, which brings me to my next question. What do you guys think about the potential wide receiver lineup going into this matchup? Our wide receivers.
If you want to call them that, if you want to call them wide receivers at this point. I mean, we have to – last year I feel like we got better once we got depleted at the wide receiver position. I feel like this, if you want to look at it in any good possible way, maybe it's going to force Doug Peterson's hand to become a little bit more creative. I feel a lot of people are kind of desperate for that old Doug, that fourth down Doug, I like to call it, that just taking risks and playing, outside of the box a little bit. Obviously, I feel like Miles Sanders is going to probably end up being our leading receiver because that's just it's probably going to end up that way. But I want to see Greg Ward get the respect that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be out there. He's been out there for a while now. So I think he's got to do it. He's got to be the answer to our problems.
Exactly, man. I agree with you. Go ahead, Chandler. What you think on that one? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, all good. It's I think we'll see a little something. These young receivers getting in there is so good for the future of this team, especially being cap strapped for the next couple of years.
Yeah,
and seeing some young cats that people aren't heard of. You will most likely see Quez. You'll most likely see obviously Deontay Burnett and Greg Ward getting in there. But they have some guys, and I want to see if they activate them. Is Travis Fulgham? I want to see him get on the field. I think a lot of people will like his game.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about the wide receiver position because we got some young guys who need time. And as you guys can remember, Hightower was kind of lost week 1. Obviously he didn't have preseason. He needs time. I expect a little bit of the same out of Quez, but I saw some good things out of Hightower last week. Being able to force a defensive pass interference in this league is just as good as making the catch. And he has that route running ability that can, get guys off of their game. You know what I mean? And I think that Carson Wentz got to be a little more crisp and a little more sharp with the ball. And he got some playmakers out there that nobody never heard of. You know what I mean? Definitely. This could be another medal, so to speak, on Carson Wentz's jacket, man, if he can get a win with these young wide receivers, especially when everybody's counting us out. A lot of people like to say Carson regressed. I don't think it's Carson that regressed. I think it's the ability to put the personnel around him that regressed. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion on that. But as far as the defense goes, who would you guys say is the star of the defense for you guys?
You want to take that, Chandler?
Star. I think the person that need, or the people that need at the best game is the linebacking core. Because Kittle and especially Debo coming back, because I really wasn't expecting Debo this week, but he's a dog, so he was definitely going to get out there. But I'd say the linebackers have to be, but I think the D line is going to be our especially Fletch and Hargrave's coming on. People are going to start seeing more of him. But their D line's their O line's a lot more beat up than people give it credit for, and there's some former Giant starters that are over there, and we should know how to beat them.
That's a good point.
The deal, I think it's going to be line as well. But to go off, just to not say the same thing, I have to say Slay then. If our D-line can hold down that run game and we can take away the play action, we're going to need big play Slay to be kind of all over the field because we don't have Avante. We don't have Trevor Williams, even though we don't really know what Trevor Williams is other than the Jordan Matthews of our defense lately.
Yeah.
But, so we got to have – and big play Slay's been playing very well throughout the year. Obviously, our defense just, around him hasn't been good, but he's got to stop when they try to do those big play action plays. So I'm going to go with him. But kind of to piggyback on what you were saying with Carson and the whole, putting people around him, I think it's like everybody. I think it goes, from the top down. Like you said, Howie and Lurie putting good people around him. And then all the way down to even Carson Wentz, just his footwork, his, mentality. I think last game was a really good game to see just him running around and, creating plays with his feet and, what we're used to seeing. But I can't remember who exactly it was that said it, but they said the difference between when he was younger, when we first saw him and the athleticism we saw then and now is that back then he was running to create plays. Right now he's running for his life. So, it's going to be a battle of the lines. We need our offensive line and our defensive line to be all pro and Hall of Famers like, we have on their lines.
And I tell people this, I've been telling people this all week. I feel like that Carson Wentz has only had 2 bad games. Yes, every game resulted in an interception and 2 interceptions. But that last game against the Bengals, to me, I saw some things out of Carson Wentz. I saw a guy who wasn't ready to quit. And when the play broke down and when guys couldn't get open, I think he had 64 rushing yards, something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good for a quarterback like Carson Wentz. So you can tell that that's the game that I think he started to run the play that was called and just take off if he had the chance, if nothing was there. And that's what he has to do, in my opinion. The defensive line, I think the defensive line has actually been playing pretty well. So, I watched the Giants in the 49ers game last week. The 49ers didn't get a lot of pressure at all. That guy was throwing from a clean pocket a lot. And any backup can hit the side of a barn from a clean pocket. Come on, listen, our town has built a statue for a backup throwing in a clean pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I think we'll get a little more pressure on him. We'll rattle him. Hopefully, guys, I'm going to cross my fingers. Hopefully we get an interception this week. Jesus
I know,
Christ.
right?
Can I get an interception out of this, man?
Imagine. I think
You
Nick
know what I mean?
Mullins,
Did.
yeah, Nick Mullins is one of those guys. He doesn't throw people open. He throws to open people. So,
Yeah.
you know, we have to just, like you said, we have to stick on this guy. We got to make sure that he remembers he's a backup.
Exactly. And, you know, and I wouldn't mind a couple of them Malik Jackson hits that he put on Burrow. I wouldn't mind one or two of those. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if they throw the flag and the dude don't get hurt, it ain't dirty in my opinion. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind a couple of those, man. But how big of a factor do you guys think Kittle will be? Because Kittle coming back is a good thing. And I'll explain why after you guys answer this.
Look, I mean, our linebackers suck. Go ahead, Chandler.
I mean, I feel like he's coming back, so I think they're going to get some early work in him and see how he reacts and everything. But also, you miss some time on the field, especially as much time as he missed. I think you're susceptible to a couple pops. So I think if we get some hits on him, especially TJ, because I know he can lay a hammer or two. Kittle, I think they're going to try to get him going early. So if we just stop a couple of those crossers and mid robbers or mid robber type plays, we can kind of throw him off of his rhythm. Not to mention Mullins doesn't have much time with him either, except for this week when he had some limited practice early and then some full practice late. So I think we can knock them off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the one person that scares me. Like I said, I'm sure it's all in the comments too, man. Our linebackers are basura. Our linebackers have been very, very bad this year, especially Nate Gary. And I'm sure because he's been so bad and because Jim Schwartz doesn't seem to really think things through, I'm sure he's going to be covering him the whole time. You know, like Chandler said, though, we have to run different concepts. We can't run man all day. If we run man on this team, we are going to get smoked. So, you know, there are things that we can do to, like he said, slow down and try and contain Kittle. But it really comes down to what they're going to use him as. If they want him to get 10 catches and 200 yards, they can force feed him. And I don't see us really stopping him. You know what I'm saying? To be honest. So, you know, he scares me, but you got to hope that, like he said, he has a little bit of rust on him and maybe they're just, you know, connecting. But this has to be the game that everything works out.
You know, my thing with Kittle coming back, I say it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because Zach Ertz ain't going to want to let that dude outplay him. I think you're going to see Zach Ertz's best game. And, you know, Kittle I've been reading some things, Kittle kind of idolizes Zach Ertz. You know what I mean? Kittle talks very highly of Zach Ertz. And I think Zach Ertz is going to see that dude across the field, and Zach Ertz is going to want to prove that, hey, I'm the top dog in terms of wide receiver play goes. I mean, tight end play goes. So I think it's a good thing. This is what scares me about Kittle coming back. Kittle blocks like an offensive lineman. And they run these crazy run concepts where it gets everybody confused. I looked at a run play that they ran last week 3 times and thought it was 3 different plays. It was just so confusing to me. So I'm like, listen, man, this guy can block. This guy can block edge rushers. So, you know, it's up to these linebackers this week, because your defensive end is going to contain most of the time, and they're going to just take that alley in between the contain, and, you know, so your linebackers got to fill that gap. And I haven't seen that out of our linebackers in 25,000 years. So something got to shake, man. You know what I mean? Because this is a must-win game.
Yeah, I feel like they have, like, with them, it's very rarely the player. It's mostly the play. You know, they just have, their schemes are crazy. I'll give that to their coach. You know, him and McVay, they didn't figure it out in the playoffs like Doug did, but everywhere else, it just seems like they're way more creative. Like, exactly.
And you know, Shanahan seems to be one of the only people, and this 49ers team seems to be one of the only teams right now that I hear of putting a lot of respect on Carson Wentz's name. They know that this is just a temporary thing. You know what I mean? They know that this dude could get back to, you know, how he's supposed to be any game, and then it starts to roll from there. You know what I mean? But they're not taking us light, so we damn sure can't take them light in our situation. The division is trash. We're just going to keep it as plain as day. There's no coincidence that every team in the division is in the top 5 in turnovers. You know, five. You know, it's 5 teams in the top 5, and 4 teams are from our division. And, you know, that's just mind blowing to me. That's the only thing saving us. So realistically, do you guys think we still can win this division?
I think so. The only person that really has any type of shakeup or possible anything to do is Dallas. Like a lot of people are on us because we lost to Washington and fair, but because that defense is serious. But Haskins is one of the few QBs playing worse than Carson Wentz is.
Yeah,
and they can't get that offense going either. One, because personnel, two, they don't have any offensive coaches on their staff. But anyway, it's so we don't. And Giants are just they're a train wreck right now. But Dallas is still they can have all the offensive pieces in the world, but that defense is absolute garbage. And well, that's why they keep getting lit up week by week. They keep, and that is not changing because that's the way Mike Nolan plays defense. He was terrible when he was in the league, but 9 years ago, something like that. And now that they brought him back, he's still bad. So I think we compete because their schedule is not as hard as ours, but they got some shootouts coming to them, and they shown they can't keep up.
Yeah, I feel like we're not executing. Their defense is just terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like we on a major scale, it's like you said, we're kind of a big game away from kind of turning everything around. We have the pieces there. And honestly, as far as like injury wise, this is not as bad as it's been. This is stuff that we can get over. Like we're a couple weeks from getting a lot of people back. It's nothing like too major. So as far as that, I feel like, yeah, we can definitely win the division. You know what I'm saying? It's just who starts playing actual football first. It's going to be either us or the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So this is the game, though. You know, this really has to be the game. After this, we have 2 really, really tough weeks. Obviously, the Steelers and the Ravens. And, you know, are those going to be the teams you really think you're going to turn it around on? You know,
I don't think so. So, like you said, I think you got to take advantage of this backup that you're playing. You know what I mean? Even though backups are capable of doing some amazing things, we all know that being Eagles fans. But, you know, I kind of feel like things are falling into place for us. I feel like that, okay, you get this backup, and then you get a Steelers team who abruptly just had to stop playing. You know what I mean? So, but first we got to, you know, take care of our food right now. We got to finish this plate. You know what I mean? This is a big one because if we get this win and the rest of the division loses, guess what? I believe we might be in first place.
Yeah, first place.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And people always question why I got so much optimism about my team. You know what I mean? It's simple. We've been in the playoffs 3 straight years. We've seen Doug look bad and fix things towards the middle/end of the season, and I don't think this season is going to be any different. You know what I mean? I'm not looking forward in terms of the schedule going, but I'm just hopeful that we get this one win under our belt to ease some of this fire. My next question, how do you guys feel currently about the Jalen Hurts pick? Right now, as of today, how do you feel about the pick?
I'm less and less mad about it. I'll say that. I'm less, you know, I'm not one of the people that think Carson should be benched. I don't think, you know, I think Carson needs to be talked to if he has another terrible game, and there needs to be discussion that, you know, it is possible that you might be riding that pine if you keep sucking. But, you know, it is what it is. At this point, like, especially looking at Dallas, if Dallas would have got a cornerback, they'd probably be way better. So they took a wide receiver. They sucked. Maybe that helped us, you know. I don't know. It's hard to say that it was a terrible pick just because, you know, like you said, look at Nick Mullins now in the cornerback position. Look at all these backups that are coming in taking starter reps because of COVID. You just never know what's going to happen. And, you know, our future looks a little bit more murky now with Carson Wentz. You know, obviously, like I said, I have faith that he can turn it around. But if he can't, you know, at least maybe we have somebody that can. And even on the gadget plays, he does a lot to take a lot of eyes away from, you know, the main players. Like if you look at the Rams game, you know, he takes eyes off of Miles Sanders, off of Zach Ertz. He just opens up the field. So if we put him in on more plays like that, I think we'll start seeing more value out of that pick. But I'm a little bit less upset, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I think the Heat's toned down a pretty good bit from the fan base about the pick. Well, maybe everybody's kind of stuck on wide receiver right now because obviously the injuries, but I think the overall tone is brought down a little bit. I still say I would have chosen some other options there because I think, but at the same point, the last few second round picks have not worked out too well. But it's I like him as a development, and I hope he does come along well because he's a good dude. And he has some tools to be able to get the ball downfield. Not to mention, there's a lot of older QBs in this league right now. So if we can pull off the same thing we did with Sam Bradford, that'd be even better. But it's I think the pick is it's not as crazy as it was back then. Mm-hmm. But right now, there's more spotlight on that pick right now with all the injuries at wide receiver and cornerback.
Yeah, I think actually I'm one of the people that think the pick is actually worse. Like I was highly upset on draft day, but man, I am upset now because think about it. You could have got a left tackle. Now you got Jason Peters getting beat by me, you, and you. You know, we can beat Jason Peters right now. You could have got you a linebacker. Our linebackers are terrible. You know what I mean? We just didn't address that in the higher rounds like we should have. You know, as bad as the wide receiver group was last year, I would have doubled down, honestly. I would have doubled down at wide receiver probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could have. There's so many other things you could have done instead of causing this, you know, this malfunction with Carson Wentz. I believe this is all self-inflicted. Had you not got you a quarterback, you don't know what's in the back of Carson Wentz's mind. Maybe he feels like, you know, that this guy is coming to replace him. That could be playing on his productivity on the field. You know what I'm saying? You never know. And you don't. I'll let you go. You don't get rid of a quarterback controversy to bring one back. You could have just kept Nick Foles. You know what he can do. You don't get rid of that situation to bring it back. That's just my thoughts on it. I think it was just weird. It's just some Howie Roseman quarterback factory. Come on. We don't need a quarterback factory. Dude ain't faster than Taysom Hill. I ain't even seen him throw yet. I seen Taysom Hill return a punt. That's a Swiss Army knife.
Facts. And you don't spend a second round pick on a Taysom Hill. My thing with Carson is like you can't. I don't know if he's affected by us picking up a backup. I don't know if I want him as my franchise quarterback. If that's the type of stuff that's going like Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl, everybody idolizing him. I can almost understand that being tough. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? You go back to your home and you're not getting the love that you used to get. I'm sure that's tough. You know what I'm saying? I can't. But if you're upset because we went and got a rookie and that's why you're playing poorly, come on, man. Come on, Wentz. You got $100 million. If that's not us telling you, like, listen, bro, we got you. We believe in you. I don't know what else can. I don't know what else he needs to hear.
But see, I got mixed thoughts about that, though, guys, because it ain't like he got the $100 million after they drafted Hurts. You know what I mean? Carson, you know, I would be disrespected as well. You know what I mean? I would be disrespected as well. I got a day job. If I go to work and somebody at my desk like, listen, they want me to do this today and you do this today, I'm like, hold on, bro. I need to go talk to somebody. What do you mean?
Even if you got a raise the day before?
Exactly. Hell yeah. Well, you know, if I got to raise it day, okay, I see where you're going. If I got to raise it day before, it's like, listen, I'll probably get another raise again. I'll pay. But yeah, it's kind of iffy when you're talking about quarterback, man, because I think Sudfeld is a good backup. You know what I mean? You're talking about a dude who was like idolized in college football. It's kind of different, man. It's kind of different, but I feel you know.
I like Sudfeld, but what worries me is he took a pretty decent step back this offseason, and I think that should be a red flag to Doug and Howie that Hurts is a rookie and you got to develop him, but every other quarterback on the roster you haven't seen this being the same. Something's wrong with your quarterback coach. It's like that's clear. You're like, stop hiring these in-house friends and get an actual quarterback coach.
Yeah, you know, I just thought it was a bad pick. That just was my thoughts on that one. So I think I've been looking at a lot of reports about Miles Sanders. Some people are saying Miles Sanders is going to be used very limitedly Sunday night. They don't want to sit him out. You know, they're going to use him just barely. I guess he's going to be out there to be some type of decoy because this is a guy you got a game plan for. What do you think? If that's the case, should they just sit him or should they, use him as a decoy?
Week 2 we heard, okay, well, we're gonna take it back a little bit. He had the off season and missed a good bit, and then he has 20 some carries. Then after that, for week 3, you're like, we're gonna take him down a bit. He had some fatigue after the game. Then he had 18 carries. So I'm like, Doug always plays this competitive advantage thing and all that stuff like that. And then I have zero worries about Miles's game. Not to mention he has to be a big factor in this game, definitely. But I feel like it's just that. I feel like it's a little bit of play on there, and not to mention he was full, like he missed. I think he missed, or he was limited one day of practice, and that was the first day of practice. He didn't fool every other day. I think the words about him being a little fatigued and all that, and glued injury and everything else. I feel like because he did get popped in the hip pretty well towards the end of that game, but I think the hit that they were describing was mid-second quarter or something. But I feel like it's a little bit of media play on that as well.
Yeah, he's got to play. I mean, this game is so big for more than just Miles Sanders. Obviously, Carson, Doug Peterson, Schwartz. They're not going to let him sit. They need him out there. He's going to be a huge part of this offense. So even fantasy-wise, you should definitely be starting him. I don't see him being on any pitch count or anything like that.
Exactly. I agree. I think you need him. I think you got to play him. I don't want to see anybody suiting up that ain't going to give 100%. That's just my thoughts on that. So before we get out of here, man, let's get some score predictions, man. And hold on, wait, before we get to the score predictions, I want you guys to make sure you guys sub all of these guys, man, both of these gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? I'll put the link to the description to their platforms where it need to be, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to make sure we keep this Eagle community, growing as it should be, man, you know what I mean? Sir. But let's get into some of these score predictions, man. What y'all think? I know a lot of people don't like to do score predictions. I do them all the time, and I'm like 60%. You know what I mean? I ain't the best, but I just give it how I see it, man. I just want to know what you guys think on that.
There you go.
I'm wrong more than half the time. So, but I said last night on the Niners channel, I said 24-17. I think our defense is going to wake up. I think that this is the game that we see a turnaround there. Jim Schwartz is going to have to be a lot more aggressive. So I'll go 24-17, and hopefully Wentz can have a good game and ball out a little bit.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy. I wrote down my prediction right before this, and I was like, I want to go 24-20, just because I like. Because Shanahan, you can never count him out as far as points, but Jim Schwartz does have a very good record against Shanahan, 5-1 if I'm not mistaken. I think, but you never discount a cheap field goal here and there, and I want to go 24-20.
Okay, I like 2017 for some reason. Okay. I feel like you're going to get some good use out of both kickers. I think both defenses are going to come to play. I feel like the Eagles could win this game by 3. You know what I mean? Being massive underdogs, and that's just who knows. But I don't care if you win by 1, half a point. This is we need to win this game.
Definitely.
So
no ties.
Exactly, no ties this week, man. No ties this week at all, man. But man, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, man. Like I said, man, I'm gonna let everybody know where to find you guys at, man. You guys are some guys I watch a lot. I watch a lot of people, no matter the subscriber count. And, I work with whoever, man, that I feel like that could bring more to my game and I could bring something to their game, man. So like I said, I appreciate you guys getting up early with me, man, or me getting up early with y'all, or however y'all want to do it, however y'all want to call it, man. So, what I mean? If y'all got anything coming up, man, y'all can let the people know before we get out of here, man. And, we can keep it like that.
Yeah, man, just check me out, Philly the podcast. I'm talking to Philly 500 right now. We should be working either Monday or Tuesday. Man, I'm just trying to make this happen, man. And shout out to my boy Chandler Jackson. Like he said, he's getting his feet wet, man. And I appreciate him. He's been a big supporter. So, but yeah, say what you want, man.
Oh yeah, like that, man. I'm kind of working my way up. You'll start seeing me a little more here and there. I'll definitely send you the links and stuff. I'm getting going, and hey, you got to see me around a little bit more, and hopefully work together.
Yeah, man. Yeah, make sure you send me them links, Chandler, man. With that being said, we out, man. Oh, yeah. And shout out to y'all, man. I've been buying the breast cancer awareness shirts, man. I'm going to put the link to the description of that as well. I got one I'm on right here. I'm pretty in pink, supporting breast cancer, man, awareness month, man. So shout out to y'all for that, man. Man, we out of here, man. Official video coming later. Y'all check these boys out later, man, and enjoy your morning.
Flag is fly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.